You know, one of the best movies ever made was Back to the Future. And we all know and love Back to the Future for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons, of course, is the song The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. And it's just such a powerful song. And it's like an anthem for that movie. But, you know, it's not just a song, it's like a fundamental fact of reality that there really is nothing more powerful than the power of love. And so I look around at the world and I'm like, what have we become? What have we become in this world when every day it seems like all of us are just embroiled in hate? It seems like we live in a society where from a young age we're taught in school to put on different colored jerseys like, oh, you're on the blue team, they're on the red team, and you're against each other. Come on. And your team has to beat their team, and always listen to your team captain and defend them implicitly. And fuck the other team, hate them. And, so it's like we live in this society that teaches hate and teaches division and teaches xenophobia. And at the same time, tells all of us, hey, it's wrong to hate. It's against the law to hate. You can't hate. You'll get in trouble if you hate. You'll get locked up if you hate people. It's against the law. And that's what one side of the mouth says, while the other side of their mouth says, oh, hey, but guess what? It's okay for you to hate this person. Or did you know what? It is actually okay for you to hate this group of people. And what it does is these quote unquote people that want to cause all this division between all of humanity, they use this as a weapon to keep us all divided, to keep us all at war with each other, to make sure that all we ever do is focus on our differences. And they make it so that they tell you that it's wrong to hate and that you'll get in trouble if you hate. So everybody just bottles up all these anger feelings and like all this like stuff that because they feel like if they let it out, they'll be accused of being hateful and they'll get in trouble. So the second that these assholes who are trying to divide all of us tell you that, hey, it's okay to hate this person or this group, as soon as they give you the green light to hate someone, a lot of you are so pent up with anger and frustration that as soon as you're given the green light to hate, that you just jump on board. Like, and you have to have consistency. You have to, if you believe in something, you have to believe in universal human rights for all, everyone, everywhere. Universal respect for everyone's lives. That's, you can't just be selective about one group. But the unfortunate part is we live in this society that teaches us, hey, fuck the other team. All right. They do this sports like football, basketball, baseball, and it only exists to train you to have the mindset of, I only care about my team and fuck all the other teams. And they even have you watching these football games, like putting voodoo spells out on the other team and projecting hate. It's like, what have we become? Who's raising us? Because I'll tell you something. Bruce Lee once famously said to be water, okay? That water can be still and it can crash. and it can take the shape of whatever it's in. And we are kind of like water. Human beings are like water because we basically are water. So that makes sense. But every second of our lives, we are choosing what we are. Every choice we make, every action we take, and every inaction that we take defines who we are every moment. So, what have we become? I know that we live in a society that teaches us to hate, okay? And promotes hate while at the same time telling you it's wrong, but then telling you it's okay and giving you the target so that whatever they shine the laser pointer on, you'll attack because it's like, hey, you can hate this now. And you're like, ooh, I'm so ready to hate. You mean I can really hate something and get away with it? I can openly hate something and get away with it? Cool. They point the laser pointer at Donald Trump. You're like, fuck him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like they just got to tell you it's okay to hate him openly. And then boom, you engage in it because you're so ready to fucking hate. It's like, why? If we truly are defined by how we treat each other and what we do and what we say and what we think and how we feel in the moment and the choices we make, why would we choose hate? Why would we ever choose hate? What have we become? What have we become when we choose hate? Please listen. Like, if we define ourselves, why would we ever become hate? If water becomes the shape of what it's in, what if we become what we define ourselves to be? And if we choose hate, we become hate. Okay, but why? Tell me, when in history has anything good ever come out of hate? If you choose hate in any situation, what good is ever going to come out of it for hating someone, hating another human being for any reason? What good could ever come out of that? None. Ever. Zip, zilch, nada. Okay? There's never a moment in history where a human being chose the path of hate and it resulted in something good happening because of that. Okay? And I know tangentially through the butterfly effect, everything happens for a reason and good wins in the end always. All this la-di-da-di yada yada. Okay? But I'm here to tell you right now, there's no excuse. Why would you want to hate someone? Why would you want to hate someone? Have you ever asked yourself that? Like, just ask yourself, why would I ever want to hate someone? Like, when you really start thinking about hate, you like examine it. You're like, wait a minute. Why would I ever hate someone? Why would I ever like dehumanize someone for any reason? How could I ever like look at a human being and say, you think differently than me, or you look differently than me, or you live somewhere differently than me? You speak a different language than me and try to dehumanize them or hate them. It's so weird. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, it literally does not make sense. Hate doesn't make sense. Like, if life were a video game and every second of your life you had like choices to make and you could choose either love or hate, why would you ever choose hate when you know nothing good will ever come of it? Now, if I go out throughout history and I take a list of all the really good things that happened because of when people chose love instead of hate, and how it reverberated through the multiverse, the butterfly effect, to do good, I'd have a laundry list of that shit, even though it's a rare occurrence for people to choose love instead of hate. When they do it, it has catastrophic positive effects, and it's worth it. It's not always easy, of course, to choose love instead of hate. It's easy to choose hate, so I see why people would choose it so easily. But you have to understand, when Yoda said fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, that he's not joking around. Like, Yoda is a Jedi master for a reason, and if I were you, I would listen to what he's saying, okay? Because it's true. It's not just a saying in a movie. Having fear in your heart and saying, oh, I'm scared. I'm scared that my rights are going to be taken away. I'm scared of this, that, and the other thing. When you act out of fear, nothing good happens. Ever. You can never let fear motivate you, because it'll lead you right off a cliff. And anger is never your friend. Like, getting angry, never going to do you any good. Like, are you a child when you don't get your way? You're like in your room screaming and punching holes in the wall? Have you watched Star Wars? Anger doesn't do anything good. Like, okay. When has, like, letting anger control you ever resulted in something good happening? And hate, no. Hate, nothing has ever good happened from hating. Ever. So why choose that when you know it's always going to lead to a bad result? You suffering and the people you hate suffering, and causing further division and dehumanization. Like, listen, this is what I want to do. This is what we need to do. We need to get a big, like, we need to rent like a hotel, like the biggest venue we can, with all these different bars and areas and lounge areas and different stuff. And we need to just get a group of the most diverse people, like hundreds of people, maybe thousands, to come to this event. And no one will be dressed in anything that's going to let you know, like, what their political beliefs are, or what groups or categories they've been put into. And for one night, we're going to make a rule that none of us at this party can speak about our political affiliations or our religious affiliations or our differences in that kind of way. And that the whole purpose of the night is for each and every one of us to get to know each other on a personal level. Like, everyone there, like, you ever seen speed dating where, like, people, like, you get to meet everyone there? Well, it's something similar to that, but without all the structure and without all the fucking pressure. But, like, it's an opportunity for all of us to just meet each other and go, hi. And we make a rule that tonight we're going to do an experiment. Instead of ever allowing ourselves to choose hate in any way, we're always going to choose love. And specifically tonight, we're going to choose love. We are going to hang out together, all these diverse people from every different religion, race, sexuality, political affiliation, everything, all together in one environment, in a big party where we're all hanging out, eating together, drinking together, listening to music, dancing, but with the ultimate goal of taking time throughout the night to talk to everyone on a personal level, and not just sit there and, like, go through the motions of like what it means to communicate with another human, because we're not trying to communicate in the sense that we're used to. We're trying to do an experiment where we legitimately connect with everyone there and become friends with them and family. So we're not just listening, waiting for our turn to speak and not letting what they say go in one ear out the other. But we're actually there, like in real time, focusing on them and being there for them. Okay? Love. Do you know that love is so much better than hate? Do you know how good it feels to love someone? To love them unconditionally, to be there for them, to look at them in the eye and see them as a human, as a beautiful life form that you love and want to protect. Like, how is it that we as human beings can see any cat in existence and be like, oh my God, I love that cat. Hey, sweetie. Meh, 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 meh." How can we love every cat unconditionally? Even if it's a cat that tears up our sofa or does all this shit we don't want it to, or we disagree with it, we still never beat the cat. We never hate the cat. We love the cat. We protect the cat. And nobody ever, same with dogs. We don't hate dogs. Everybody like, oh my God, a puppy. Okay, some people are allergic, of course. Some people aren't fans of animals at the moment, of course. But I'm just saying, if it's so easy for all of us to like look at a cat and every cat and go, hey, I love them. I would never be mean to them. I would never hate a cat. Why would I hate a cat? It would be absurd to hate a cat or be mean to one. It would be evil to hate a cat or be mean to them in any way. It would be stupid. It would be a waste of time. It would be mean, evil, even. So if you wouldn't do it to a cat, you wouldn't do it to a dog where you would be mean to them because you know, why is it so easy for us to hate humans? Why is it so easy for us to make the choice to hate each other? Does it really feel that good to hate another human being and devalue their life and just because of differences? No, no, no. We need to get everyone together and hang out and not know if you're a Democrat or a Republican or a Christian or this or that, and look each other in the eye and say, hey, my name's Evan. Let's practice loving each other. I just want you to know I love you. I really do love you, legitimately. And are you okay? How do you feel? Got anything you'd like to tell me? I'm here. I love you. And just because we're not blood related and I just met you, like, that doesn't mean I should love you any less. Why should my love be conditional for anyone? Why should I say, hey, you got to jump through these hoops before I'll love you? Or you have to be a certain species before I'll love you? Or a certain skin color or a certain political belief before I'll love you? What kind of love is that? Conditional love is not love, yo. It's abuse. Conditional love is abuse masquerading as love. Love is never conditional. If you're experiencing something that is masquerading as conditional love, then you're experiencing a counterfeit of what love actually is. Because love is never conditional. Love is never, hey, jump through these hoops and then I'll love you. Like if you yourself are setting up hoops for people to jump through, and if they don't do it like you say, you're not going to love them, then you're the one who's being a shitty person. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. And it's like, do you know how good it feels to love people? Like to genuinely love them, like to look them in the eye and say, I'm here for you. Like, tell me, do you have anything that you need to tell me? Like, how do you feel about life? Are you okay? Like, are you okay? Because I'm here. I love you. And tell me who you love. Can you please tell me who you love and what you love about life, please? I want to know more about you. Like, if we all got together and we promised not to talk about all these different groups and categories we've been segregated into, and we just agreed to like practice love and like focus on what we have in common, and focus on getting to know each other and becoming friends and family and just partying together. Do you know how much more fun it is to love and to party with people that are different than you than it is to kill them, fight with them, and hate them? If you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, do you know how much better your life would be if you stopped putting those imaginary borders up between you and other people that make you hate them? Like this imaginary line in the sand, and anybody who's on the other side of the line, you're going to hate them? When has hate ever fucking had any good effect? Ever? Like, please get a hold of yourselves. What have you become? What have we become when we live in a society that teaches us to hate and tells us that hate is wrong, but does nothing but teach us to hate? That's fucked up. What have we become? This is what we've become. Like my teacher, Mr. Miyagi, once so famously said, there's no such thing as bad students, only bad teachers. And all of you, all of us, we've had nothing but bad teachers teaching us to hate, while at the same time telling us that hate is wrong. And then telling us who to hate. And that suddenly it's okay to hate, so that we'll hate whoever they tell us to. It's so stupid. Why would we want to be divided? Like when they say divided, united we stand and divided we fall, that's not a saying on a t-shirt. That's a true fact of life. That's like the law of nature. United we stand, divided we fall, especially for the human race. And these assholes who want to keep us divided so that we're all hating each other and fighting each other, instead of ever realizing that we're all getting fucked over right now and that we should be banding together and like loving each other. Like they want us divided, and they use these tactics to keep us divided where they want us to hate each other. But why? We need to get these red and blue jerseys out from around our necks that these fuckers are trying to hang us with. And look at each other in the eyes and quit looking at these imaginary borders and see a human standing in front of you, not a Republican, not a Democrat, not a straight, not a gay, not a black, not a white, but a human that you love. Can we try that? Like, every day y'all been drinking Coke. Can we take the motherfucking Pepsi challenge, please, and try love for a change? See how that feels? Like, can we all do an experiment where we stop hating and we start loving? Oh, man, my voice is getting fucked up. Hold up, I gotta get something to drink, y'all. Ooh, that's better. Can we all do an experiment where we are gonna love instead of hate? Because let me teach you something. You ever heard like that you're damned? Like someone gets damned Well, being damned is a very real thing. It's a very literal thing. Now, what is being dammed? When you dam up a river so that it stops flowing and you're trying to like stop it from flowing and you're damming it, you build a dam and it stops it from flowing. So, like, if you put conditions in front of doing things, like you got to jump through these hoops in order to do something, and you're going to put it off till later until you jump through them hoops instead of just doing it right away, you're coming up with an excuse to damn yourself from just doing it, from just getting it done right now, right away, as soon as you need to. And there's different things that can damn you and stop you from doing just the simple thing that you need to do. Okay. And one of the worst things that could ever damn you is hate. If you let hate be the way that you see the world, if you're always looking through at the world through the lens of hate, it's going to consume you. Hate and anger, it's all a fire that creates nothing but suffering that consumes you, and it consumes the person you're throwing the fire on, and then they're throwing fire on you, and then you're throwing gas on the fire, and then everything in the world burns. And you're burnt up like Darth Vader because you didn't listen to Yoda. Okay? So as adults, we really have to take accountability for how we act and how we react. And we can't be these toddlers who run to our room and punch holes in the walls when we don't get our way, or that we hate each other. Like, the most immature thing you could ever do is to hate another human being for any reason, or to allow any human being to suffer anywhere. Because united we stand, divided we fall. So they keep us divided so we can never stand against them and see that, hey, they're keeping us divided for a reason. Like, so there's something fucked up going on around here. And the only way we're ever going to get to the bottom of it and make the world a better place for everyone and everything alive is through love. And hate damns us because they've constructed this lens of hate for us to see the world through this lens of hate, to hate everything that ain't us. Anything that ain't you, hate it. Anything that ain't your family, hate it. Anything that ain't your city, hate it. Anything that ain't your state, hate it. Anything that ain't your country, hate it. Anything that ain't your world, hate it. Anything that ain't your species, hate it. Like, you just taught hate, hate, hate. So you're always seeing this lens of hate that changes your perspective to be hateful at all times. It's like, why? What have you become? What do you become when you choose hate? A harbinger of hate? A spreader of hate? Tell me what good is going to come of that, honestly. Think about it. And the problem with hate is when you look through the world with this lens of hate and you allow hate to consume your mind and your thoughts and your heart and your soul, it will stop you from ever loving. Hate damns you from being able to love. It's a dam that stops you from being able to love. So when a loved one dies and you can't actually cry, it's because you're being damned. Hate, because you chose hate, inadvertently or not, consciously or inadvertently, because hate has consumed your heart and your vision of the world, it's damning you from being able to cry when you should be able to just cry, or feel feelings when you should just naturally feel them. And the only way to change that, and it's very easy, is to just remove hate from your heart. Remove the option of hate completely. So that in this video game called life, where you always have the option at every moment to choose hate or love, if you remove the option of hate completely, then you remove what was damning you. And now love is the only option. And when love is the only option and it's no longer being damned by hate in any way, suddenly all that love, loving everyone, crying when you see someone dead or when a loved one dies or anything like that, suddenly it comes to you naturally. The love just flows from you naturally because you're no longer damned by hate. So now you've given room for the love to flow from you. And love will flow from you infinitely as long as you never dam it with hate. But every second you have a choice to either let your love flow or let it become damned by hate again. And again, I ask you, when has hate ever done anything good? Why would you ever choose that? No matter how brainwashed you are into choosing hate for any reason, please don't continue. When I tell you the greatest high in the world is love, that the greatest power in existence is love, that the feeling of loving someone and celebrating your differences is so much more fulfilling than hate ever could be. It's so much more impactful and positive to all of existence. You've been raised to debate in school. They raise the children to debate each other and say, oh, yeah, well, you're going to argue this issue and you're going to argue this issue, and this is how you figure it out. You're going to sit and fight about it, and then you're going to try to prove each other wrong and win. And these debates just teach people how to hate each other, how to fight with each other, how to argue with each other. When in reality, instead of these bad teachers teaching children to act like this, I'm going to be the good teacher right here and right now. And I'm going to say, that's not how we handle things in this reality. Hate, no. Arguing, no. Getting angry, no. Fighting with each other over who's right and who's wrong, no. How we handle things as adults in this reality, in any reality that we show up into, is we do it with love and compassion and kindness. So when you are faced with someone who has a differing opinion or a different perspective than you, you should never argue with them, never fight with them, never get into an argument about who's right and who's wrong. Like they've trained you to think that this is the way to live, is that everything's an argument and like someone can like prove the other wrong as long as they meet certain conditions. It's all bullshit. You can't do that because a lot of it and most of it is subjective completely. So you can't do that. But the most important thing that you can do is take accountability for your own thoughts and your own actions and the things you've done at all times, including how you think about others, how you feel about others, and the choices you make every second. Because I'll tell you, being damned is not like, oh, you're damned because of the choices you've made. No. While hate can damn you, the choices you make, you're never condemned or judged based on the last choice that you made, the most recent choice you made. You're always given a chance every moment you have a heartbeat to redefine yourself whether you like it or not. And if you want to be a good person, if you want to be love instead of hate, then you can't take your eyes off the road. You can't take your hands off the wheel because you are in the driver's seat at all times. This is not autopilot. Having a soul, being a good person, and being love is not something that's going to automatically drive you like a Tesla mobile. You are the one with the hands on the steering wheel. And every second on this highway that we call life, you holding onto that steering wheel have the power to either veer off the highway and go on the off ramp towards hate, start traveling down that path, or take the off way to the highway and travel down the path of love. And it's always your choice, every second. You are always defined by your next choice, never the last one you made, but the next one you're going to make. People get so caught up in the things they've done in the past. But what's important is what you're about to do in the future. So, love, forgiveness, kindness, empathy, these are strengths. These are the most beautiful highs you will ever receive. Is it painful at times to care and love about other things other than yourself? Things that look different than you, whether it's a different skin color or even a different species? Yes, it is inconvenient and painful to love. It's inconvenient to have to look down as you walk down the street to make sure you don't step on any ants. But it makes all the difference in the world to those ants that would have gotten stepped on had you not given a shit about their lives and shown them love. You can never let your love just disappear and be replaced by selfishness. There's a difference between loving yourself and being selfish to the point where you don't love others and you just throw love away temporarily and replace it with hate out of your own self-interest. It's a cowardly move to make, and I'm not trying to call you a coward if this has ever happened. We all make mistakes. What's important is that we learn from those mistakes. And hate, and choosing hate and becoming hate is the biggest mistake anyone could ever make. Because love is so much better. God, could you imagine looking into someone's eyes and instead of saying, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican or what do we disagree about here so we can argue? You look at each other's eyes and you're like, hi, you're a human. Cool, me too. Like, I love you. Like, you don't even need to tell me your name yet, and I love you. Like, can I give you a hug? Are you okay? Can you tell me about yourself? Because I'm like really interested about like what you love. And if you have struggled, like what your struggles are, like please, like I love you. And there's no conditions to that love. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm not going to love you until you do this, this, and this. Like, I'm going to start loving you right away. Like, can you please, like, share with me so that I know even more about how complex my love is for you? Please? Like, do you know that the human race is meant to be a community, to work together, to love each other? Our nature is to love one another, to protect one another, to protect everyone, to work together to provide for everyone, to make sure no one ever starves, no one ever's homeless, no one gets sick and can't get better, that no one's suffering anywhere. We protect everyone because we are humans. That is the only fucking group that we belong to other than the group of all life forms, is that we are humans. Not fucking black people, white people, Jewish people, gay people, Catholic, Muslim. We are not these labels. We are not these dividing lines that attempt to segregate us all, keep us at constant war with each other. No, we aren't that. What we are is what we define ourselves to be. So let's define ourselves to be love for a change, just to try and emphasize. Let's see what it's like to love each other, to protect each other. See how good it feels to party with people instead of kill them. To say, hey, let's get together. We all look different. We all like different shit. But I'll tell you what, we have a lot more in common than we don't. So can we focus on what we have in common and celebrate what we don't and share with each other and share our cultural differences with each other? Because each and every individual has their own culture. Your culture is not what preceded you. Your culture is you. You define your own culture. And you're meant to share your culture with others that are willing to be open to it. And that includes not having everything in common with everybody else so that we can have things to share with each other. Okay? Having conditions in place before you'll be friends with someone, or before you'll love someone, or before you'll treat someone like a human being is horrible. It's a horrible mistake to make. And we can't do it anymore because who are we? What have we become when we allow anyone to be killed anywhere for any reason? What have we become when we allow other human beings to starve to death? What have we become when we allow other human beings to be homeless or suffer or be enslaved or get sick and not be able to afford health care? What have we become when we tolerate this, except for accessories to the crime against ourselves? When we have the power, if we unite with love and stop segregating ourselves and hating each other because of differences, and we come together and hug each other and drink and smoke and party and be straight edge or drinking or whatever you want to do, but in a respectful way where we're getting to know each other and we love each other. I'm telling you, it's better than hate. And together we can construct a reality that we share, that we coexist in, that takes into account the rights of everyone, the needs of everyone, without dictating to anyone that it's my way or the highway, that my beliefs are going to be imposed upon everyone, but actually give everyone the freedom to express their own beliefs without having anyone imposing any of their beliefs on them or being able to impose their beliefs on others or being forced to do anything they don't want to do for any reason. Are we good people if we tolerate the government killing people anywhere? Can we really look in the mirror and say we're good people? Are we being love if we let someone kill someone? Or are we being hate? Because part of hate is neglect. Part of hate is looking the other way and ignoring those in need. That's hate. That's an act of hate, to pretend like you're not seeing what's going on when you are. When you made the conscious choice to look the other way so you wouldn't feel guilty or you wouldn't feel responsible, or whatever reason you wouldn't feel bad, you still actionably looked the other way just because you saw that someone was in need, just because you knew someone bad shit was happening. And you got to stop. Don't be a coward. I know it's scary to like own up to reality or to own up to the shit you've done in your life and actually put in work to change or put in work to actually be a good person. Okay, being a good person isn't just like getting a name tag that says I'm a good person and putting it on your shirt every day. Being a good person is something like you have to work on every second because your hands are on the wheel and you could either go off of the highway into being a good person or being a bad person at any moment, depending on how focused you are on where that fucking car is driving at any given moment. So it really is up to you. And choosing hate is never okay for any fucking reason, guys and gals and everyone in between and outside the box. Hate is wrong. It hurts. It hurts you. It hurts others. It consumes. It takes your life. It takes your time and your energy. Nothing good ever comes of it. But love, when you choose love, good things happen. You know, you got to do it responsibly, of course. But when you wield the power of love responsibly, there's nothing more potent in terms of getting things done or enacting justice or helping others or healing yourself or healing the world. Love is the answer. And as soon as you get rid of hate and you remove it from an option, it goes away. And the love will just flow out of you so easily toward everyone. And just keep it going in that direction, because that's what we need. You know, when Bruce Lee says, be water, you know, when I said like everything in this world is water, our bodies are made out of water. There's water in the oxygen, there's water in the water. And without water, we'd all be dead. So is water kind of like God, right? And when he says, be water, and people say God is love, well, what if love acted a lot like water? And when Bruce Lee says, be water, he's also kind of saying, be love. And everything he says about love is kind of what he said about water, that you have to be love. You have to take the shape of love and keep it that way. You have to take the shape. It ain't going to take the shape for you. You can't fake it. So be love. Don't be hate. Be love. And no matter if it's scary, no matter if it feels weird at first, but responsibly and respectfully, and protect yourself, but love others unconditionally. Don't put up hoops for them, but within reason, you know, love them unconditionally. And don't do it because I told you to. Don't do it because you think you're going to get punished if you don't. It's like, when I tell you not to do something, it's because I can see into the future and see that the consequences are going to be bad. I'm trying to save you from those consequences. And if you don't listen to me, it's not that I'm creating your punishment by making you suffer those consequences. It's like I'm getting punished too, because I was trying to save you. You just didn't listen to me. And I'm trying to stop this from happening to you. That's why I inspired you and told you not to do it. But if you don't listen to me, you're going to get hurt, and I'm going to hurt because you got hurt. So I'm not the one punishing you. It's not like you're going through punishment for not listening to me. It says that I told you in the first place as a warning, so that so you wouldn't get hurt, I wouldn't get hurt, and this is up to you to listen to me. And I don't even listen to me sometimes, and whenever I don't listen to me, I regret it, and I end up getting hurt. But love is the answer. Hate, not the answer. Every second of your life, choose love. Be love. Be love. Love other people. Don't see them as Democrat, Republican, gay, straight. I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Minnesotan. Don't segregate people. Celebrate people. Don't segregate, celebrate. Do not segregate, just celebrate. Celebrate those differences, y'all. And celebrate the love and what it feels like to love others. Because I'm telling you, this hate shit, it's not going to get us anywhere. But in the ground, y'all. So don't be damned by hate. Let the love flow. And let's organize some shit like this where we get everyone from every walk of life together, and we party together, and we don't talk about our differences in terms of like red line issues or any of that bullshit, but we just focus on getting to know each other as humans and loving each other legitimately and becoming family with each other and partying and having fun and celebrating each other. Telling you, you're not going to go back to saying, oh, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, I hate you, I hate this, I hate that. No, because instead of debating, you're going to sit down and say, hey, I love you. Tell me how you feel. Okay, this is how I feel, and this is why. Oh, for real? That's how you feel? Well, you know, I feel this way because of this, and this is how I feel. But, oh, my God, I see how you feel. And another person goes, oh, my God, I see how you feel now, too. How can we figure this out so that, like, we both are satisfied? Like, how can we work together to combine our unique perspectives so that we can make make everyone happy? Like, why would we sit down and argue and think that it's okay to fight about it and argue and hate each other and sling anger back and forth instead of working together to figure out how to fucking come up with a way we can both be happy with life without one group getting to dictate to the other how to live? And We can only do that through love, through choosing love. How are you going to ever sit down with people that have differences of life and differences of appearance and differences of backstory and like thoughts and ideas and creativity and everything? How are you ever going to sit down with them and like actually find out how amazing it is to love them and be family with them if you're ever going to just continue to choose hate instead of love? And it's like, love is so much better. Like, what are you guys doing? Stop. Stop with the haterade. Let's start protecting everyone. Do you know how amazing this world is going to be when all of us band together and we say, we are the human race. We do not let anyone suffer or be killed or be enslaved or starved to death or not have health care that they need or not have a home. We don't allow that. We don't allow anyone to suffer anywhere for any reason, because we, the people, are better than that. And when we love each other and we protect each other and we band together, that is our true purpose. That is our true nature. This whole fake society that we're being forced into, where we're told that we have to fend for ourselves and you're in it on your own and you can't help each other. And it's a fucked up trap. But we're not in that trap. That trap exists within our minds. Those barriers, they only exist within our minds. These lines in the sand, these fucking borders, these like different groups, they all exist in our minds and our minds alone. It's a way of like putting a filter in front of you where you can't see that there's an actual human being standing in front of you that you love with your whole heart, despite the differences. If you wouldn't hate a cat for doing something you didn't like or disagreeing with you, don't hate a human. If you wouldn't hate a dog, don't hate a human. If you wouldn't hate, any other animal, don't hate a human. Don't hate anything. Hate sucks. It's never going to get you anywhere. Love will. Love will get us everywhere. Real legitimate love, though, like not shit trying to fake it, but like really shedding a tear when you see some dead kid on Twitter, or really shedding a tear about someone else and their pain. Have a soul. Having a soul is like keeping a balloon in the air that isn't having any helium in it. Like, again, your hands have to be on the driver's seat at all times, or you're going to veer off the highway to where it says no soul, or stay on keep your soul. But you got to keep your eye on that balloon and keep it in the air. Every time it gets close to falling, you got to boop, keep it in the air, because that's how you have to do it. But it's worth it. Like, can we love? Can we try that? Can we put in a little bit of effort to love everyone, please? Please. Unconditional love, not fake stuff. You don't know how many movies and real life scenarios where a diverse group of people who disagree on everything are put into the survival situation and they have to band together to survive. And suddenly, all these labels, Democrat, Republican, black, white, all that shit falls away. And they look at each other and they see humans. They say, oh my God, that's you and your son, not, oh, that's a Republican and his son. Or, oh, that's a black guy and his son. You say, oh my God, that's a human that I love and I care about them and their family. We must work together to save each other. We shouldn't have to be put in a situation like that in order to love each other. Love is free. It costs a little bit of sacrifice here and there, that's true. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So what are we going to do, y'all? Are we going to define ourselves by choosing love and rejecting hate so that hate can no longer damn us and the love can flow? Because when Bruce Lee said that, become water, if love is like water, then it is. And if God is love and God is water, and water is what physically nourishes all life, The plants and the trees and the birds and the bees and all of us need water. Well, what if we all need love too? And what if right now, because of all this institutionalized hate that we've been trained to participate in and generate, there's a drought of love in the entire world, and that we are the only ones who can correct that by getting rid of hate as an option in any scenario, and always by default choosing love in all scenarios, and allowing the love to flow freely from us at all times, in all directions, no matter who it is that we disagree with, okay? Like, I love mice and I love cats, but if a cat killed a mouse, I'm not going to beat up the cat. I'm not going to throw the cat into a situation to punish them in any way, because I love them both and I understand them both. But perhaps it's my duty to make sure they don't kill each other, of course. But beyond that, I'm not going to hate them. I'm not going to be mean to them. What I'm going to do is understand their nature and what I can do to change nature so they don't have to perform these kind of acts to maintain their existence in this existence. Like a lion has to eat a gazelle to survive. That doesn't mean the lion wants to do that. It just has this insatiable hunger that tells them they're going to die if they don't, because it's true. And the gazelle definitely doesn't choose or want to be attacked by the lion. And then there's me that loves the lion and the gazelle. So what a catch-22 to put me in. Because if I want to save the gazelle's life, the lion will die of starvation. If I save the lion's life, all the gazelles die. You know, and so it's like the third option is make everyone immortal so they don't need to eat ever again and they can just live and exist, and the lion can lay with the lamb and the wolf can lay with the lamb, and fuck, we can all lay together and make a movie theater where there's like an omni theater on the screen. We're all laying together and enjoying each other's company instead of hating. Can you imagine a world that we build together where everyone is safe, where everyone is rich, where robots, automation, technology provides everything to everyone for free, on demand, 24/7, and we're all free to be rich and have the power to make our dreams come true every day without limitation. That sounds so much better than what we're experiencing now, doesn't it? But you know what it requires is love, choosing love and not choosing hate. We have to be the love that this world so desperately needs so we can heal it. Because it hasn't had love for so long, it's withering. And we are the source of love in this world. And without us manifesting it, how can it ever exist? We have to be mindful that we're choosing love at every moment, regardless of what temptations or selfishness arises in our minds. Within reason, we have to act on love, of course, without putting ourselves in personal danger, and being mindful of not giving your shirt off your back when you don't even have a shirt to give. There's a difference between loving someone and then putting yourself in a dangerous situation. So keep that in mind. But showing love is important. Loving yourself and loving all other beings, because it's most important. And it's so much more of an amazing feeling than hate will ever be. Hate will never grow something. If you water something with hate, it will never grow. If you have hate spewing out of you, you will never grow. Just like a plant will not grow without water or sun. So we need to be the love that this world so desperately needs by choosing love and showing it to each other and healing each other and genuinely loving each other and becoming a family. And when we get to the point where we're discussing each other's differences, we can do so in a loving, calm manner where we hear each other, not just wait for your turn to speak and let what the person just said go out the other ear, but legitimately hear each other and wait for your turn to even process the information until they're done speaking. And just be there for them in the ways that they need, because that's what love is. And we need to share it with each other and with ourselves, and with every choice we make. It has to be choosing love, and hate can never be an option, because we're better than that. Two wrongs never make a right, and hate will never help us. It will never be a tool that will help us. Hate or anger or fear. So what we need is love, 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 and more love, legitimate love for all things. Not just saying you love it, not just putting it on your shirt. Like I said, you can't just get a pin that says I'm a good person and put it on your shirt and expect people to believe it if you're not acting it and living it every second with every thought and intention in your being. Chucky, the killer doll, goes around in overalls that say good guys. Okay, and the shit he does, is he really a good guy? Just because it says it on his shirt. You have to understand, being good is another thing that is never permanent. It's always determined by you keeping your hands on the steering wheel and making sure you're going in a good direction. And the minute you start hating, you're not going in the right direction. And it's up to you to correct that before it's too late. Not because someone's going to punish you for doing wrong, but because someone tried to warn you that it was wrong for a reason, because they wanted to protect you from suffering consequences. Not consequences that they're imposing upon you, but the consequences of this fucked up reality. So we need to be a consequence of good by choosing love actively, keeping that balloon in the air, showing the world that we care legitimately, spreading the love, being the love. I fucking love you. I love you. God, if only you could say it back to me, like right now. I love you. Like I know I'm not Barney the dinosaur, but I love you. And you love me. And we're best friends for eternity. So I really do want to give you a great big hug. Okay? I really do. So let's hug each other, not kill each other. Let's love each other, not hate each other. Let's support each other, not break each other down. Please, please look in the mirror and be the love. Say, you know what? I'm going to stop hate. You know what? I'm going to take accountability for the shitty thing I've done, the shitty things I've done, and be better from this moment on. Okay? No more hoops to jump through. This is just it. Love needs to change the world immediately because hate has taken over. Hate has dominated every aspect of our lives for far too long. And it's time for us to choose love. It's time to take the Pepsi challenge. We've been force-fed Coca-Cola our entire lives. Let's try a different flavor. Let's try a different beverage. It's called love. No fucking high fructose corn syrup involved. It's not going to make you sick. It's only going to heal you. Can we do it now? Please? There's no reason to delay. There's no logical reason to not end homelessness immediately, to not save the world immediately. So let's do this, y'all. Love. I love you. You love me. Let's do this. You know how much I want to protect you? I don't give a fuck about political affiliations or skin color. Let's go. I give a fuck about you as a human being. We are in one group, the group of life forms in existence. And any smaller group than that, the smallest it gets is we are humans. The group of human. There ain't no subgroups underneath that shit. There just aren't. We are humans. Let's band together and say, we are human beings and we're never going to allow another human being to starve to death ever again. Anywhere. That we are human beings. We're never going to allow anyone to drop a bomb or kill anyone anywhere for any reason ever again. We're not going to allow it. We're not going to tolerate it or allow it. Thank you. We are not going to allow anyone to suffer or be enslaved or be told, hey, You got to jump through these hoops before you can get water or housing or healthcare or food, because that's a violation of our unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is illegal. So fuck that shit. This world can never get to be a better place through hate and division and war against each other. We must unite as humans to protect each other as a family who loves the diversity that we hold, that celebrates it. And if we have any red line issues, we approach it in ways that are very empathetic to each other and very loving and careful about the contrasting opinions of these people we love, to make sure that it doesn't cause us to get angry or to hate each other. Then we have to be mindful to keep the balloon in the air or lest it fall. Keep your hands on the steering wheel lest you veer off into hate. You can't veer off into hate ever. Stay on the path of love, please. With every choice you make, every fiber of your being, be love. I love you. God, we could all be in ecstasy, frolicking around with a utopia where everyone's rich and empowered to make their every dream come true. Yet here we are, suffering and hating each other and being enslaved so that innocent children can be murdered in another country and all these other countries. What have we become? Who are we? To think that it's okay to consider yourself to be a good person, yet you tolerate this, yet you add to it, you contribute to the problem. Like, please, stop. Wake up and listen to me. This is our time to spread love, to show love to all life in existence, and not say, hey, there's certain conditions to my love. You must be human, or you must be white, or you must be man, or you must be woman. Like, stop. Love everything, love everyone, even the little bugs. Just be loving. Try it on for size. Just stop giving in to hate, please. It's so easy to have fear that your rights are going to get taken away and let it turn into anger and hate. So you're so angry at someone that doesn't agree with you and you want to make them hate, and then you suffer and they suffer, and it's nothing but a suffering fest. When if we approached it with love, we could diffuse everything instantly. We could get together and talk and say, hey, this is how I feel. They say, oh, well, this is how I feel. And ultimately, now you know how each other feels. And you're not at each other's throats because of how you differ in opinion or perspective. But you're actually actively trying to love them and understand them from their perspective and share yours with them in a way that's non-combative, so that you can be together in love and harmony and protect each other's unalienable rights, not violate them. To love, not to hate. So much more better, so sweeter. We are the heroes this world needs. And our superpower is love. They're trying to take that away from us by telling us that we have all these conditions that we need, that others need to jump through before they can have our love. And that's only hurting us and everyone else, because they always supplant it with hate and division and xenophobia. So please, I'm begging you, let's try love. Let's try that on for a change. Let's all love each other unconditionally and spread the love everywhere you go with a nudge and a wink. Let everyone know, hey, I'm family with you. I love you. This ain't no bullshit. What are we doing being enslaved, eating poison food, and letting these fuckers kill everyone everywhere for no reason other than their own selfish bullshit? We must be love, and love never looks the other way. Love never turns a blind eye to those in need. We must be love, and it takes some work. Because yes, there's a lot to uncover over there and everywhere about what's really going on. But first, we must stay vigilant at all times, Just know I love you, okay? And it's not hard to look at each other and love each other. Let me tell you, it's really not. It's actually kind of easy. So I'm going to try to be the best, better teacher I can. I studied under Mr. Miyagi and Gandalf and Yoda and all these people for thousands of years. So I'm going to do my best to be the teacher you guys need, to awaken the hero inside all of us, so that we can be the love that this world so desperately needs and remove hate from our hearts and only speak in a language of love that we understand. I'm upset. It's okay. What? You guys, I'm so disappointed. I've seen so many dead kids in the last year every day. And all of you just turn a blind eye and want to look in the mirror and think it's okay. And I love all of you, and you disappoint me because I love you. And it's not okay. It's not okay to have hate in your heart. It's not okay to turn a blind eye and let children be killed so that you can protect your own rights. Stop. Be the love you need in this world, please. I'm begging you. Try it. We gotta do it, y'all, because hate sucks. And I really love you. Please. We can learn to love each other and party together and protect each other for eternity. We'll all have it easy because we have each other's backs. So much better to make that world into a reality than to perpetuate the one we've been stuck in for far too long. And that's up to us to make that change, and that change starts in our hearts by becoming love instead of hate. Because I can't take any more hate. I don't even understand it anymore. It's an alien concept to me. Like, can we forget how to hate? It's useless. Think of all the things in your life that you forgot, all the awesome dreams that you forgot, all the memories from school or summer vacation or this or that you forgot, people's names that you forget all the time, that fucking word that suddenly you can't remember. Like, we're forgetting shit all the time, but somehow we always remember hate. But hey, we can get rid of hate and forget about that shit too. Just like we inadvertently forget about shit that we don't want to forget about, we can intentionally make sure that we forget hate and that we never allow it inside of us ever again to cloud our vision of reality or how we see others or how we feel or how we respond. Because once it's gone, it can no longer dam your flow of love. So be the love, y'all. We have to. No more hate. No more feeling powerless. No more thinking that we can't talk to strangers. Let's bring this world to a screeching halt, and instead of staying in our houses and going on strike in our houses, let's get out together and be together and talk and meet each other, talk to each other, love each other, and party together and change this world together out of love, not hate, but legitimate love. That's what we're here to do. And they're releasing monkeys that have all these viruses and shit, and they're going to try to kill us all off. But as long as we can start to love now, we can save the world in time. Let's love, y'all. Let's not stand for it anymore. You, me, all of us, we're going to create a world where no one ever dies of starvation. No one's ever homeless. No one's ever enslaved and told they can't have what they need to survive until they become a slave and earn money. No one's going to be poisoned in their food ever again because we are in control, not them. Because we are love, and we are far more powerful than they'll ever be. So let's be the love, y'all. Okay? Because this world so desperately needs us to be the love, to shower this world with love. So let's do it, y'all. Sounds like a worthwhile cause to me. So I love you all. I'm your friend forever, Evan Lefavor. And I'm going to teach you how to love unconditionally and how to forget how to hate. before it's too late. Let's do this. Let's live in ecstasy. Let's live in bliss, the bliss of loving everything and coexisting without hate. One big party where no one kills each other, no one hates each other, everyone protects each other, and we're all safe. Let's do this. It's not an impossibility. It's our destiny. So I love you all for eternity, so let's save ourselves. Let's be the heroes this world so desperately needs. The superheroes who have a superpower called love, and we know how to use it responsibly. I love you, for real, and I always will. Let's do this. I gotta go, y'all. It's time to change the world, okay? Within days, let's bring about world peace and band together through love. Let it be a ripple effect of love, okay? Love you forever. Bye-bye. How do I turn this thing off? Good question. Good fucking question. Hey, I think you hit the little X, kid. Yeah, right. Hey, I never said I was a know-it-all. I just love everything more than you'll ever imagine. And I have no idea how to shut this video off. But hey, c'est la vie. Such is life, right? I guess, kid. All right, well, I guess this is it. I've pushed every button I can. Looks like this is the only way to end the stream. The end of the stream. The beginning of a whole new world. Where we all live happily ever after in harmony together through love. And we never hate again. Love heals. So let's heal. That starts with love. Choose love and be love. Define yourself so we can work together to define this reality into being a better place for everything through love. Much love, y'all. I'm Evan. This is the Evangel, the word of Evan. Okay, they didn't call the gospel the Evangel for no reason. I'll just put it to you that way. Sayonara, y'all. Until we meet again, remember, it's never goodbye. It's always see you later. On that note, I love you. Good night.